Jira was initially created to help developers track bug tickets, but now all kinds of agile teams use Jira for project management. Over time, Jira has evolved from a reliable bug tracker to a powerful agile project management solution. It has grown into an agile project management tool that supports any agile methodology like Scrum, Kanban, or your own unique flavor. From agile boards, backlogs, roadmaps, reports, to integrations and add-ons, you can plan, track, and manage all your agile software development projects from a simple tool owing to its wide range of features and options. Through this course, you will be able to understand how to get started with Jira. You will also understand how to plan, assign, track, report, manage work, and bring teams together. We will also look into how you can create a project, pick a template, invite your team, and a whole lot more. So put your thinking hats on and let's get started with this session on Jira Project Management.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video with any queries or suggestions and I will respond to your comments.
Hello, my name is Shantanu Rana and today I will be teaching you this course on Jira Project Management by Great Learning. But before we actually start with this course, it is very important for us to understand that why do we even need a software or a tool to manage a project? What exactly is project management? What is the life cycle of a project? All of those things we will be discussing in this particular course starting from scratch. This is a beginner friendly course and there's nothing that you are supposed to know. We will start from the very basic definition of project, then what is project management, why do we need to manage a project, and then finally we'll be looking at this project management tool called Jira. What is the use of this tool and how it is used for agile teams. Now talking about agile teams, I will be giving you all the basic understanding of agile methodology, all the terminologies that are important, each and everything we will be discussing in this particular course. This course will give you a good idea about Jira interface and how to create a project and navigate through that project as well. So let's not waste any time and directly have a look at the agenda. As you can see on the screen, the first thing that we are going to discuss in this particular course is what is project management. In this, I will be telling you what exactly is a project, then why do we need to manage a project. We will also be having an understanding of the project life cycle, how we move from the initiation phase to the closing phase. Then second module is about need for project management tools. We have understood that what exactly is a project and we need to manage it. But why do we need a software or a technology to manage that project? What is the importance of these tools? That is something we will be understanding in the second module. Then introduction to Jira. I will be telling you some basic things about this Jira software, Jira project management tool. Then basics of agile methodology. You don't have to worry about what exactly is agile and how are we going to work with that. Once the time will come, I will be giving you a proper introduction about agile methodology. So basically, this project management tool called Jira is used by agile teams. Now, what are agile teams? What are the important terminologies that we need to know? All of that we will be discussing in this particular module. Then important terminologies and user interface of Jira. I will be telling you what exactly is the website, when was this particular project management tool launched, all those basic things we will be discussing. Then team managed versus company managed projects in Jira. So there are two types of projects that we can create in Jira: team managed and company managed. So first of all, we'll see what is the difference between these two types of projects. Then we'll discuss in detail about the team managed projects because those are the most common ones. So we'll be seeing how to create a team managed projects, and then at the end of this course, in the last module, we will be seeing how to navigate through team managed projects. So this is the basic agenda. Now let's move forward and try to cover each of these modules one by one. All right. Now, before we actually start with this tool called Jira Project Management Tool, first of all, we need to have clarity about what exactly is a project and what is a project management. What are the different phases or different steps which are involved in project management? So all those basic things about project management we will be discussing here. As you can see on the screen, the first thing that we are going to discuss is what is a project. Before we actually try to understand what is the need of managing a project, we should know what exactly is the definition of project. So, a project is defined as a series of tasks that must be completed to achieve a specific outcome. The main word here is series of tasks and a specific outcome. So, there's always some vision, there's always some desired position where we want to reach at. That this is something that I want. I want to create this product. I want to create this service. I want to do it this way. This is the innovation that we will be using. Now, there will be a series of tasks that first we'll achieve this, then we'll achieve this, then we'll achieve this, and eventually our aim is to reach to this particular position. So that's what a project is all about. A project has a definitive beginning and an end. That is actually the difference between a project and a process. If you talk about any random process from any business, that will never have an end. That is always about continuous improvement, it's always ongoing. But when you talk about a project, it will definitely have a beginning and it will definitely have an end as well. So we know where to start, we know where to reach. Now, how to reach from start to end? By completing those tasks. So project basically can be broken down into various tasks, and if you'll achieve one task, you'll go to the next task, the next task, then next task, and that's how you move and you reach to the desired position. So that's how it works. Then a project can be managed by a single person or multiple managers or multiple people. That completely depends upon the resources that we have, on the scope of the project, on the desired position where we want to reach at. So depending upon the scope of the project, either it can be managed by only one person, one manager, or sometimes it can be managed by several project managers as well. Then every project is unique and it is a one time activity. As I already mentioned, a project is not an ongoing thing for any business. It will have a definitive beginning and a definitive end. And that's why it's a one time activity. Once you reach the end, once you reach the desired position, your work is done and the project is done. So we don't have to think about the next process. That's how things work out when you are talking about a project. So project can be broken down into various tasks. There will be a definitive beginning and a definitive end, and it's a one-time activity. So that is something that you really need to remember. Now moving forward, now let's try to understand that what is project management. We have understood what exactly is a project, but why do we need to manage things in project? What is the need or the meaning of project management? So project management is the planning and management of a project to complete its listed objectives and deliverables. As I already mentioned, whenever we are talking about a project, it's a series of tasks in order to make sure that we reach the desired position. So there are some business goals, some objectives, some deliverables that we need to meet, the specified needs. Now, how will you meet that? For that, we need to plan things, we need to manage things, the financial resources, the human resources, the non human resources, each and everything we need to plan and manage. So planning and managing a project is nothing but your project management. Project management applies processes, methods, skill set, knowledge, abilities, and experience to achieve project objectives within accepted parameters. There will always be some deadlines, some deliverables that we need to meet. How will you meet that? By planning, by making sure that we use the right people at the right space in order to make sure that the process is very smooth, efficient, and effective. Now, all of that is ensured by project management. In a project we can only have one mission, that this is where we want to reach at, this is the desired position. But how will we do that? By planning things, by managing things, and for that we have project management. It includes recognizing and managing risks, careful resource management, be it human resource management or non-human resource management, and open communication across multiple teams and stakeholders, people who are going to get affected by that project. It's an open communication between that is also ensured by project management. Now moving forward, let's try to understand the project management life cycle. So there are five steps, or you can say five stages in that: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closing. Whenever you talk about managing a project, these five stages will always be there. What is initiation? Understand the goals, priorities, deadlines, and risks involved. You have to decide a project. The first thing that you should think about is, what is the end goal? What do you want to, where do you want to reach, what is the desired position, what are the specified needs. That can be from the perspective of an employee or from the perspective of a customer, depends upon the scope of the or the resources of the project. But once that is decided, that is done in the initiation phase, and after that we move forward with the project. Then we come to the planning or managing things. So understanding the goals, priorities, what to do first, what to do next, all of that planning part comes under the initiation phase. Then comes planning, outlining the tasks and timeline required for each task. You have the tasks ready from the initiation phase, that these 5 tasks we need to complete in order to meet this goal. That is decided in initiation phase. But how much time you need to give to one task? What will you prioritize? What will you do first? What will you do at the end? How much time one particular task will take? All of that planning part, plotting part is done by the planning phase. Then comes execution, turn the plan into action. There's a significant gap between knowledge and actually doing something, and that is what is something which is ensured by execution. If you have planned everything, but if you cannot execute it, there's no point of that smart planning. So you have to make sure that whatever you have planned, that is according to the specified needs, and we are able to ensure that we are able to execute that in an efficient and effective way. So that is done in the third phase, which is execution phase, where we turn the plan into action. Then monitoring, track goals and budgets. How far are we from the goals, from the specified needs? What is the financial budget like? How do we need to manage things? How do we need to control things? So that monitoring and controlling part is the fourth phase. And finally, the final phase is closing. That is analyzing the results and summarize key learnings. Whenever a project is done, it will not be a success always. Sometimes it's a failure, sometimes it's a success. Certain things will do good, some certain things we will not be able to do good. So we always have to take key learnings, we have to document it so that we can implement that in our upcoming projects. So that is the part of closing phase. So these are the 5 important phases. First of all, you initiate by having what are the tasks, how many tasks are there, and what are the objectives. Then you plan by outlining the tasks and timeline required for each task. Then you execute by turning the plan into action. Then you monitor and control the processes, all the tasks. And finally, you close the projects and you summarize the key learnings. So that's how an entire project life cycle moves from initiation towards closing. All right. So now that you have understood what exactly is a project and what is project management, it is time for us to understand that what is the need for a project management tool. Why do we need a specific technology, a software or a tool in order to manage a project? Why can't we just manage a project simply? What is the need of a specific tool? That is something we will be exploring in this particular module. So as you can see on the screen, why do we need a project management tool? The first point says that the use of project management tools ensures that the entire project management process runs smoothly. In a particular project, there are various tasks. Different tasks will be there, and we need to meet the objectives by completing those tasks. Now, which task we need to do first, which task we need to prioritize at the end, these are certain questions that we will definitely have. So if we'll try to manage this entire process with the help of a tool, this becomes very simple, and the entire process will be very effective as well. There will be no wastage of time, energy, money, or efforts, because we can simply see with the help of a tool that this is a task that we need to complete, and this is one task which is dependent on that task. We can easily find out what are the dependent tasks, what are the independent tasks, what should be the priority of these tasks, and we can easily see there will be different views available on a particular tool, and we can easily have a look at what are we actually doing right now in terms of meeting the objectives of that particular project. uh, where are we lacking, what is the area for improvement. All those things becomes very easy when we are using a project management tool such as Jira. Then second point is the tool assists a team or an individual in doing project management tasks more effectively and efficiently. We can easily see things and we can easily make decisions according to that. We can see that that is something that we need to complete first, and this task will take this much amount of time. All these things, how many people are assigned to a particular task, what are the tasks which are dependent on a particular task. All these questions can easily be answered with the help of a project management tool. The last point is it also allows you to designate which tasks are performed in a specific order, what to do first, what to prioritize at the end. That can also be done with the help of a project management tool, and which tasks are independent. So, whenever we have to complete a particular project, there will be several tasks. Now, certain tasks will be dependent upon other tasks, and certain tasks will not be dependent upon other tasks. So, with the help of a project management tool, we can easily figure out what are the dependent tasks and what are the independent tasks. And based upon that, we can assign the deadlines to each of these tasks. And this entire process, this entire journey from initiation to closing a project becomes very, very smooth, effective, and efficient. So that's the beauty of using a particular project management tool. Now let's have a look at most important features of a project management tool. Whenever we have to decide a particular tool to manage a project, what are the certain things that should definitely be there? What are the most important features in a particular project management tool? So we have written three features over here. Number one is simple to use. The tool should be suitable for the project and must have a pleasant interface. It should not increase the complexity of the project. When we have a particular tool, it should be very, very simple to use. Once you go to that particular tool, you should understand what is where and how to use this particular tool. The particular interface should be very, very pleasant and should be easy to understand for each and everyone who's involved in that particular project. So that is point number one. Then customizable. Each and every project will not be same. So one tool cannot be good for all the projects. So first of all, selecting a particular tool and then customizing it according to the specified needs of the project is very, very important. So definitely whatever tool we are using, it should be customizable. The last point is collaboration. The tool should allow for collaboration so the entire team can work together. As I already told you, depending upon the scope of the project, sometimes these projects are managed by only one manager, and sometimes these projects are managed by multiple managers depending upon the resources and the scope of the project. So if there are multiple managers and several teams are working on a single project, collaboration is very, very important. Open communication is very, very important. So whatever project management tool we are using, it should definitely allow for collaboration. So these are certain important features that should definitely be there whenever you are selecting a project management tool for a particular project. All right. So now that we have understood what exactly is project management and why do we need specific tools in order to manage a project, it is time for me to introduce Jira to you. So what exactly is this tool called Jira? Let's have a look at that. Jira is a project management tool used by agile teams. Now what are agile teams? We will be understanding all of that in our next module. As of now, you just need to understand that Jira is a project management tool and it is generally used by the software development teams. It was launched in 2002 and the website for Jira is www.atlassian.com/software/Jira. What are the important features of Jira? Number one, agile reporting. Number two, rich toolkit for developers. As I told you, this particular tool called Jira Project Management Tool is mostly used by the software development teams. Now, how do we use it? What are the different templates? All of that we will be exploring in the upcoming modules. We can do bug tracking, issue tracking, integration with other tools as well. So one important feature of Jira is that it has integration with some other important useful tools such as Slack, Microsoft Teams, and there are several other 200 plus tools are there that it has integration with, and definitely it makes the entire process very, very smooth when you're working on a large project. And then mobile apps and customizable workflows, because definitely when we are working on different projects, each and every time we will have to customize the tool according to the specified needs, and that is possible with the help of Jira, because we can customize the workflows in this particular project management tool. So these are some of the important features. All right. Now, before we actually move to the website and I show you the user interface of Jira and I show you how exactly to create projects in Jira, it is extremely important for us to understand the basics of agile methodology. We had talked about this word agile quite a few times in this particular module. Now it is time for us to understand that what exactly is agile methodology and what all do we need to remember from this particular methodology. So first of all, let's have a look at agile. Agile is a software development methodology that focuses on assisting teams in getting more work done by allowing them to organize their work. Agile is constantly growing and evolving. It's all about continuously improving as a team. Whenever you talk about a project, there are various tasks in that. If you can manage those tasks and you can organize those tasks, you will remember what to prioritize and what not to prioritize. Definitely the entire work process will be very organized and will be highly managed, and that is definitely allow you to do more work in less time. That is the whole idea behind this methodology called agile, which is a software development methodology. As I already mentioned, that Jira is generally used by the software development teams, and that's why Jira project management tool is extremely important and essential for all the project management teams to learn, especially for the software development teams. And it is always growing, always evolving. It's not like a one time activity for a particular project. It's about continuously improving as a team. Now, what is Agile Board? The Agile Board is a visual framework for displaying and synchronizing tasks as they move through various stages. So first of all, we have a task. Then the task is in progress. And then finally the task is completed. And there can be several other factors as well that we need to consider. So all of that can definitely be customized in the Jira project management tool. But Agile Board, as you can see on the screen as well, this is a small screenshot that I had taken from the Jira platform. To do, in progress, and done. So in to do, we can mention all the tasks that we need to do in order to meet the objectives of a particular project. Then out of those tasks, what are the tasks which are in progress? Those will be in progress. And what are the tasks which are completed, which are finished? That can be in the done set. So that's how it works, and that's called an agile board. So it's nothing but a visual framework for displaying and synchronizing the tasks. So we can move one task which is in to do to in progress when we'll start working on that, and once that task will be finished, we can put it in the done ones. That's how it works, and you can synchronize the task. It will give you a better idea on how far are you from meeting the objectives of a particular project. Now in Agile, there are two frameworks that we have. One is Scrum, one is Kanban. Now you must be asking me that what exactly is the difference between these two frameworks. So Scrum has sprints and Kanban does not. Now you must be thinking what exactly is a sprint. So a sprint is a predetermined amount of time where teams determine the work to get done. So it's like a time limit that we have. So whenever we talk about Scrum, that is built on short and controlled work sprints. But when we talk about Kanban, it does not have any sprints. It's like evolving. It's a methodology which is more continuous and more fluid. As you can see in the key points, that Kanban and Scrum are two approaches, or you can say two frameworks to putting in place an agile development or project management system. Once you talk about Scrum, it is built on short and controlled work sprints. Once one sprint is over, then we'll have a sprint meeting and we'll move to the another sprint. But that's not how things work in the Kanban framework. So in Kanban methodologies, these are more continuous and more fluid. Let me give you an example. So let's say you have several tasks in a particular project. So in sprint, we'll complete one task, then we'll move to the next task. So one task, it's there in the to do, then it will be in progress, then it will be done. Then we'll go to the next task. So that's how it works. There are sprints, there are limits. But when you talk about Kanban, it's completely fluid and very continuous. There's one task which is in to do, that one task is in progress, and at the same time we are getting one more task. So it's more fluid. It does not have any specified sprints. That is the difference between these two frameworks. Sprints, the only difference is of sprints. So in Scrum we have sprints, in Kanban we does not have sprints. All right. Now, before we move forward, it is time for us to understand what are the important terminologies that are used in Jira project management tool. So whenever we'll visit the Jira tool, you will see there are so many terminologies that are written over there. So I don't want you to get confused. That's why we are going to discuss all those important terminologies. So first one is user story. As the name suggests, User stories are nothing but the stories from the user's point of view. A user story is a brief and simplified explanation of a feature in a system that is currently being developed. So, as a part of the software development team, what are the system that you're working on right now? There will not be any technical terms used. Directly from the point of view of the users, the simplified and a brief explanation of the feature in a system. That is nothing but your user story. Sometimes it is simply known as story as well. We call it user story because the most significant aspect of user stories is that they are conveyed from the viewpoint of the user or the person who will utilize the feature. Based upon the end user, these stories are given. These explanations, simplified explanations are given, and that's why these are called user stories. This is nothing but a type of an issue basically whenever we are talking in the Jira project management tool. Now, what is an epic? An epic is a story that is too big for a single sprint. If we have a predetermined amount of work and one story cannot be fit in that, then that will be an epic. That means it is too big for a single sprint. Then that epic can be divided into multiple user stories. So we can say that the epic is container for user stories. There will be so many user stories in one single epic. Then what are issues? Issues are containers for fields such as summary, assignee, due date, description. These are nothing but examples of your fields which contains the data. So issues are containers for such fields. Issues are the building blocks of any projects, and stories, epics, bugs are types of issues in Jira. So how it works is there are projects which are container for the issues. Then these issues are the container for the fields, and these fields contain the actual data. Example for fields can be summary, assignee, due date, description. An example for issues can be stories, epics, bugs, etc. Then projects are nothing but containers for your issues, as I told you. So if you go in terms of subset, so your issues are nothing but the subset of your projects, and then the fields are nothing but the subset of your issues, and then these fields contain the actual data. So that's how this actually works. All right. So now that you have understood the basics of project management tools and the importance of such tools, and you have also understood what exactly is Jira project management tool, it is time for us to go to the website and sign in and understand what exactly is the user interface of this particular tool like. So now we'll visit the website atlassian.com/software/Jira, as we have already discussed in our previous modules, and we will be seeing what exactly is there on this particular tool. All right. So as soon as you'll visit this particular website and you'll sign in, you'll land up on a particular page like this. So here you will be able to see so many tabs and so many options are there. If you go in the left hand side, you will be able to see dots like this. If you'll click on that, you will be able to see all the Atlassian products over here, such as Jira Service Management, IT Service Management, Slack. All these options will be given over here. We have taken Jira software. Now, in the right of that, you will be able to see a tab, Your Work, where you will be able to see all the issues, projects that are assigned to you, the recent one, the boards as well. If you click on the project, you will be able to see the agile board basically that we have already discussed. There are to do, in progress, and done tabs over here. If you want to add more tabs, you can just click on the plus button and you will be able to create more columns here. Then you can go to the filters tab too if you want to search for issues across all projects and save them as filters. Then you can see the visual representation of all these projects in the dashboard tab, where you can create a dashboard or track the status of your projects in a very visual representation form. Then if you click on people, you will be able to see all the collaboration. If you want to invite somebody or you want to start a team, that can be done from here. Then if you go in the right hand side, you will be able to see a button like this where you can see your profile, your name, and whatever you have written. Then you can, if you want to change the personal settings, that can also be done from this settings button. If you want to understand anything about Jira that you are not able to understand, you can just go to this question mark, that is the help button, and all the basic details that we have already discussed. Maybe it is related to agile methodology, the Kanban, Scrum, anything. All these things are written over here So it can easily help you. All the questions are written in very detail, so you will be able to get answers to your queries that you have related to Jira project management tool. If you click on this bell icon, you will be able to see all the notifications. If somebody has sent you any message, if there is any unread message, the red message, all those things will be over here, which lasts for around 30 days in this particular tab. Now, we'll move forward and I will be showing you how exactly to create a team managed project and how to move forward with that. Before that, I will also be telling you how exactly to differentiate between a team managed and a company managed project. And then we'll see in details how exactly a team managed project is created and how it is managed eventually. All right. Now let me tell you what exactly is the difference between team managed and company managed projects when it comes to Jira project management tool. So when you talk about Jira and you try to sign in as well, you will be getting an option which type of project you want to create, whether you want to create a team managed project or you want to create a company managed project. So what exactly are these two types of projects in Jira project management tool? That is something we will be exploring in this particular module. So first of all, let's discuss about team managed projects. As you can see on the screen, these were used to be called next gen projects and renamed to team managed projects in 2021. So initially we used to call them next gen projects, but now these particular projects are known as team managed projects. It does not require admin permissions to create. These are fast and easy to set up and maintain. These are actually most common ones. So if you talk about the company managed projects, there you will require the admin permission to create those projects. But if you talk about team managed projects, you will not require any admin permission in order to create those projects. That's why we will be discussing in detail about the team managed projects. So if you talk about company managed projects, these were used to be called classical projects and these were renamed to company managed projects again in 2021, just like the team managed projects. These require admin permission to create and these are complicated to set up and maintain. Why is all this happening? It is very simple to understand. There are two types of projects that you can create in Jira. Number one, team managed projects. Number two, your company managed projects. If you want to create a team managed project, you do not require any admin permission and these are very simple because you do not require any permission, so you can directly start and create a project and start working on it right away. But on the other hand, if you talk about company managed projects, you will require admin permission to create these kind of projects. In that case, it will be very complicated to set up and again to maintain as well. That is the simple difference between team managed and company managed projects. Now moving forward with this course, I will be telling you how exactly to create and navigate through a team managed project. All right. So now that you have understood the difference between team managed and company managed projects, it is time for me to tell you how exactly to create a project in Jira project management tool. So in order to create a project, you just need to go to this project tab. As soon as you will click here, you will be able to see an option like this which says create project. You just need to click on that particular option and you will be able to see all these project templates. So right now we are on the software development and we are getting Kanban, Scrum as the options. If you go to any other template, such as let's say we go to service management and in that we go to IT service management. And if we want to try this template, we don't really have the access for that. So for that, you will have to buy the premium version of this particular tool. Right now we are on the free trial, so we'll not be able to access all these particular templates. We will have access to only a small number of templates. So if you go to any other of these tabs and you try, if there's a lock button, that means you won't have access to it. But if you go to, let's say, software development and you choose the Kanban tab template, you will be able to land up on this particular page and we can use this template as there is no lock button. So even if you are in the free trial and you want to use Kanban or Scrum as a part of software development project template, you can do that and you will have access for it even in your free sample. So if you go to use template, you will be able to find this option, choose a project type. So we have already taken the project template as Kanban and we have rejected the Scrum one. That again depends upon your project. If you want to use Scrum, you can choose Scrum. If you want to use Kanban, you can choose Kanban. I have already told you the difference between these two templates, that if you choose Scrum, that works on sprints, but Kanban is more fluid. Again, I have already discussed that there are two project types that you will be able to create in this particular project management tool called Jira, that is team managed and company managed. But one thing that you really need to remember is that if you create a team managed project, you cannot later on switch it to company managed project. That can be done in case of a template. If you have taken Kanban template and later on you want to switch to, let's say, Scrum, you can do that. But if you want to switch your project from team managed to company managed, that will not be possible. So make sure if you want to use team managed, then you will have to stick to that. And if you want to switch to company managed, you will have to create a new project, as it is written over here as well, that you'll need to create a new project if you decide to switch project types later from one project to another. So here we will be discussing about the team managed project. So let's choose this one and click on select a team managed project. As soon as you will click on that, you will find a option which says add project details. So let's say we are going to name this particular project as project sample 1. Then it will choose a key on its own, that is PS1, and we'll click on the create project. We'll also have to choose the access. Let's say we take private, or we can choose open. That depends upon the scope and the kind of projects that you are working on. As soon as you'll do that, you just need to click on create project, and the process is very, very simple. You have to choose a template. You have to choose the type of the project, whether you want to go for team managed or you want to go for company managed, and you just need to create a project. As soon as you'll do that, you will be able to see an agile board like this. So the name of our project is project sample 1, as we have named, and the key for that is PS1 board. So this is our agile board where you will be able to see 3 columns like this, which says to do, in progress, and done. If you want to add more columns, you just need to click on this plus button and you will be able to do that as well. All right. So as soon as you will create a team managed project, you will land up on a particular page like this where you will be able to see an agile board which says 3 columns are there: to do, in progress, and done. Now, in order to create an issue in this particular project or in this particular agile board, you just need to click on this simple plus button which says create issue. As soon as you'll click on that, you can name your task. Let's say I name my task as task 1, which is website 2.0. Let's just name it randomly and you click on enter and your task is created. Again, if you want to create, let's say, a task 2, and that is also done. And if you want to move one task from one tab to another, that is also possible. So let's say we click on this task 1 website 2.0 and we want to put it in progress. You just need to drag and drop it in that particular column. Again, if you want to move this task 2 from, let's say, to do to done, you can again drag and drop it to done. If you want to add more columns, you need to click on this plus button in the right hand side. As soon as you'll click on that, you just need to name that particular tab. Let's say we name it as quality analysis or QA, and we click on the tick mark. It's done. If you want to move it, let's say we want to analyze the thing first and then we want to put it in done, then again you can drag and drop it and you can put it in QA. So that's how it works, and you can create different tasks in one project, and you can see who exactly is assigned to that particular task. So right now there is nobody other than me, so only my name is coming over here. But if I want to add more people, add teams, that can also be done, and we can also see who are the assignees for a particular project. And then if you want to group this by assignees or by subtasks, that can be done from this particular button which says group by assignees or subtasks. That is also possible. Now if you click on any of these tasks, you will be able to see all the details related to that particular task. So all the summary and everything will be mentioned over here. Now to whom you want to assign this particular task, that can be managed from here. So let's say I assign this particular task to myself. Now once that is done, you just need to click here and you will be able to see my name over here. Similarly, if you want to assign task 2 also to some team member, you click on task 2, you go to this particular assignee details tab, you click here and you assign it to the member whom you want to assign to, and click on close, and you will be able to see this particular name. And then if you'll group by that particular person, let's say group by assignee, you will be able to see all the tasks which are assigned to me, then the tasks which are assigned to somebody else in the team will be grouped together. So that's very simple way of creating or managing a particular project by dividing it into tasks and managing those tasks. Now if you again go to your work, you will be able to see all the projects that you are working on right now. So whatever tasks which are in progress or whatever tasks which are in the quality analysis phase, all those things you will be able to see in the assign to me tab. All right. So we have discussed about Jira project management tool in this particular course, and now we have reached to the end of this course. I hope and I assume that you have understood all the basic concepts related to this tool, and you have also understood the basics of agile methodology. We have understood and we started with the definition of project and project management, where we got to know that a project is nothing but a series of actions or series of tasks that we need to complete in order to reach to an end goal, to an objective. A project will always have a definitive beginning and a definitive end. It is always a one time activity. Now, to manage these projects, we need to have some technology, some software, or some tool. In this particular course, we have discussed in detail about the Jira project management tool, which is a particular project management tool generally used by the software development teams or by the agile teams. We can say we have understood the basics of agile methodology as well, where we understood more in detail about the two frameworks, that is Kanban and Scrum. So Scrum has sprints and Kanban is more fluid. Based upon the scope and the need of your project, you can choose any of these templates and you can create a project. Now, in creation of project also, either you can go for a team managed project or you can go for a company managed project. A company managed project require permission from the admins. That's why it is a little bit more complicated and requires more time in order to maintain it.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video with any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments.